Your company is looking into a new call center software solution. And oh, by the way, it's not called call center anymore. Now it's called contact center software solution. So I'll try to use the right terminology on this one, but it really doesn't matter either way. We're talking about the same thing. So say maybe your company has an on-prem phone system and it's end of life, you're getting rid of it, and oh, your call center solution, your contact center solution is attached to it, so you need to get that new as well. Or maybe you're just looking for a new contact center solution. Either way, this is something that your company is looking into. And oh, by the way, you need it to integrate with your company's CRM software like HubSpot or Salesforce. Well, I get this a lot. A lot of companies come to me for my advice on, hey, which contact center solutions should we quote that integrate with, who's the best at integrating with Salesforce, or who's the best at integrating with HubSpot? And although it sounds like, when you first think of it, that all the vendors should be about the same, either you integrate with that CRM or you don't, it's actually not really the case. Once you start getting into the weeds on integration, there are a lot of different things that you want to consider. So it really depends on what your company needs as far as integration goes and what they can tolerate, and because every vendor is going to be a little bit different. So I wanted to make a quick video series, maybe a couple videos on this topic, talking about the different possibilities that you want to think about when it comes to integration. So you can kind of make a little checklist and decide which integration features are most important to your organization, because that will either widen the number of vendors that you can look at or narrow the number of vendors that you can look at. But before I get too far, I really wanted to give a quick plug. If you like my recommendation on the best contact center vendors that your company should quote, reach out and contact me. Either shoot me an email or give me a call. It's absolutely free, and no reason to not at least reach out and contact me and ask me for my advice. More information on that at the end of the video. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. That'd really help me out a lot too. Okay, so the first group of features I wanted to tackle when it comes to CRM integration with contact center solutions are just the basics. Okay, so these are the basic things that you want to think about when it comes to integrating or finding a contact center software solution for your organization that integrates with your CRM. The first thing that I wanted to bring up is the thing that a lot of companies never think about, and it's really important actually, is do you need the CRM application to integrate with the contact center at the desktop level, or actually the server or application level? And what that means is, do you need, is the integration happening on the actual desktop computer itself? So does the user need to have a computer up and running, integrated with, be logged into the CRM like HubSpot or Salesforce at the same time they're logged into the contact center solution at the same time, and the integration is actually taking place on the desktop software? Or is the integration taking place at the application layer in the cloud? Meaning that user doesn't need to be logged in to the CRM. They don't need to be logged in to that CRM in order for that integration to take place. So like if you want to log the call, if that call that they're on with the customer, do you want to make sure that that call is recorded into your software? Well, if you do, then if it's integrated at a desktop level, you need to make sure that that user is logged in to both the contact center solution and the CRM on the desktop level. But if the service provider, if the contact center provider integrates at the application layer and you want that call to get logged, that user doesn't need to be logged in anywhere, in terms of the CRM. They don't need to be logged into the CRM, because your contact center software solution provider is logged in to your company's CRM at the application layer, so all calls are automatically logged. So this is really important if your call center agents are taking calls from multiple places. That's where this is really crucial. So everyone says, hey, application layer is great. Well, before you go to that level and start narrowing your vendors, ask yourself, hey, are all of our contact center solution agents sitting at a desk, and are they required to be logged into our CRM as part of their daily routine? They're already logged into the CRM. That is something that they do. It's mandatory that they're logged into the CRM, and it's mandatory that they're sitting at the desk. Well, if that's the case, then that's not a big deal. But if your contact center agents are logged in all over the place, and sometimes they're taking and receiving calls from their cell phones, for instance, then this becomes a big deal, because you don't want to have to tell them, hey, if you're taking a call on your cell phone, make sure that back at an office somewhere on your laptop, you're also logged into our CRM application like Salesforce. Because we all know that if that's the case, that's never really going to happen consistently, and you're going to miss a lot of calls or maybe text messages or things like that getting logged if that's the case. So that's just one thing you want to think of right out of the gate. Do we want application layer integration, or is desktop layer integration okay with our company and the way we have our agents situated where they sit? Okay, following along the lines of basic essential things that CRM software integration does is, do we want the CRM application to be able to click to dial? So do we want the agent to be able to click to dial from the CRM application? Now that sounds like a pretty simple answer, right? Yes, we do. You want the agent to be able to click to make an outbound dial from the CRM application. But let's dig a little deeper there. Do you want a just click to dial, meaning they click on a number and it dials that number? Or is copy and paste okay? Probably not. Probably you want to click to dial, right? That makes sense. But let's go even further. Some CRM applications like HubSpot, for instance, have a little phone icon, a little dialer button. Do you want the agent to be able to click on the phone icon to initiate an outbound dial? Or is just a simple click to dial okay, meaning they have to find the phone number on the contact record and click on that phone number? So that's something you want to ask yourself. Obviously, the more specific you get, the less vendors are going to be able to do that. So if it's pretty broad, that's great. That's going to keep your vendor options nice and wide open. But as it gets specific, hey, sometimes people really want to be able to click on that phone icon because maybe their agents are doing that today and they don't want to get confused and have to tell all their agents, hey, you can't click on the phone icon because that's not going to work. It's not going to make an outbound call. You actually have to click on the phone number. If that's a big deal, you want to make sure that you list that in your requirements, because different vendors offer different things. All right, something else that's pretty basic when it comes to software integration are screen pops. What that is if you have a contact that's already created within your CRM and they call into the contact center, that contact center agent gets a little screen pop, a little piece of toast that looks like pops up maybe on the bottom right hand side of their computer, and it lets them know who's calling in. So what you want to think about with that is it okay if you just list their information, like, hey, this is so-and-so from this and this company, and is that okay, so that they answer it accordingly and just answer with their name, like, hey Jim, thanks for calling again? Or do you want additional information listed on that screen pop when they call in? Like, do you want alerts saying that they've called in 3 times today? Do you want things like that so that the agent can respond accordingly? Maybe your company, responds differently if they've called in a bunch of times. So something to think about with screen pops there. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today is who is going to do the programming for the APIs for the integration. You want to think about this in advance. Do you have an outside vendor or internal resources to do the programming? Say for instance, your CRM has a computer telephony integration already built in, and you just have to program the APIs from your contact center solution provider into your CRM software. Well, do you need the actual contact center service provider to do that programming for you, or do you already have resources internally that can do that programming. Or maybe you need to hire an outside company to do that programming. Just some things that you want to think about, because if you'd prefer that the contact center solution provider do all the programming for you and you get it all in one place, you want to make sure you kind of jot that down in terms of a requirement, because not all contact center solution providers will do all that programming for you. And so that's just something that you want to think about there. All right, well, that's part one of this video. Part two of this video, I'm going to talk about activity logging and the specifics that you need to dig down into when it comes to that stuff. So look for that video as well. That's going to be coming soon. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. That would really help me out a lot. And if you'd like my recommendations, if you'd like to take a shortcut and just get my recommendations on the best cloud contact center solution vendors that your company should be quoting based on your requirements, go ahead and reach out to me, shoot me an email, give me a call. And I've been doing this for 20 years, so I'll ask you a few questions and find out some more about your requirements. And then from there, I'll maybe refer you to like a small handful, and I'll also oversee the quoting process to make sure that you guys get the lowest pricing possible from your chosen vendors, and also make sure you're paired up with the right reps at the different vendors. And the nice thing is I don't charge you a thing for my service, and I make sure you get the best pricing. So there's absolutely no excuse not to at least reach out and contact me and see what my opinions are. All right, I'll catch you on the next video.